Okay. Good morning. It's Coffee Thoughts with Angie. Good morning. I'm doing a day 41 quick morning check-in because I feel like I've made some significant progress on my thinking it through of how I'm going to be delivering my message. And this is also what I would advise anyone that kind of wants to start dissecting their life. If you're maybe not as happy as you'd like to be, if you want to start breaking it down, I would recommend a timeline. And that's exactly how I'm going to do the show. So I'm having my coffee this morning and getting ready to go to church. Church is at 11. I've overthought this whole live again, monkeyed around, changing a bunch of stuff. And then I'm just like, Angie, just stop, just do it. Because tick tock, the clock keeps ticking. That's why I'm doing lives and not videos, because who has time to edit? Anyway, I'm trying to get this all broke down. And Wyatt called me last night to tell me we do have 50 subscribers on YouTube. I have to get out there to transfer Facebook videos over. I haven't had a chance yet due to my life, my life I'm so grateful for. So, but I was having my coffee here this morning, thinking it over, and I started with a timeline. And Gina said, we got to introduce the characters. That is you. Most likely, if you are tuned in and fascinated by me, you already know me. And you are probably one of the characters in my timeline. Now, you're probably asking yourself, well, where do I fit in? Let me break it down for you. I did this. I was born in 1972, and I laid it out over here till 2024. I gave myself my halfway point, and that was 1997, roughly. So, I don't like math. So, over here in 1972, I was born. So, my cast of characters are, my mom and dad and my grandparents, my aunts and uncles. And then the middle section here, I don't know, probably 1997 is here. I graduated in 90. Let's say 90, because that's when I was just literally fresh off the farm. So cruising into Ankeny, Iowa in my Camaro and jamming out to Vanilla Ice. You know I was, and so were you. So 1990 is where maybe this next section starts. And okay, first of all, let me tell you what I call this section. If I had to title it, it's called Rainbows and Butterflies. And then there's maybe the beginning of the raveling of my tiny little impressionable mind into this worldly things. So there, if I had to title this next section, from 1990 to 2017, 1990 to 2017, and 2017 is significant because that's the year I quit drinking alcohol and surrendered to the fact that I don't have all the answers. Period. I didn't know what the answers were, but I just knew it. I didn't know it all. So that was 2017, and now fast forward to 2024. Notice down here I write the word continuing, because I am continuing, ever evolving in the recovery. That would be the title of 2017 to 2024. And what am I recovering? I'm recovering back to rainbows and butterflies. Yeah. And I'm going to share what I've learned and how to do it. If you are someone who is not real thrilled with how their life is going, I should also mention I'm not a professional. I am simply sharing my life stories. So this is it. Rainbows and butterflies, worldly. I wrote Chasing My Tail, Lost. My dad died in there, and my little baby girl was born in and amongst of all this as well. So if you can relate to anything I'm saying here, or if you're interested, stay tuned because I'm trying to break it down. The cast of characters. Now, we all have characters in our lives. We have main characters, sub characters, and we attach a reality of from our brain to that character. And remember, that character has its own identity of itself. So it's very much perception is reality. So your cast of characters is main characters like your mom and dad, your siblings, your grandma and grandpa, all your main characters. But then you have other characters that are very significant. Your friends, your significant relationships like teachers, pastors, your friends' parents can be significant relationships, bosses, employers, co-workers, but they're significant, but they're not a day to day to day. You know what I'm saying? So we'll talk about that more. And then in the recovery, I'm going to share with how to unwind, unravel, I guess, because that's where my brain started getting twisted between what I was taught and what I saw, that hypocrisy that exists in the world. And it was the not as I say, do as I say, not as I do, or the be yourself, be yourself, be yourself. No, 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 not like that. That mentality, I think, is where my brain started to flip over to try to chase more worldly. Anyway, let me bring it back to my cast of characters because many of you watching this are in this cast. So I was thinking about where do I start? That's what this says. You may not be able to read it, but let me write over it. Where do I start? Oh, I don't know. I did write an article, or I was interviewed. For an article written by a friend of mine, a photographer. I will call her and see if I can talk about her. But it was in 2020, February 9th of 2020. I had a photo shoot, and that ended up turning into an article that was put into a self-published magazine about 8 women who have overcome obstacles. And I was fortunate enough to be featured in that. And that article is maybe, I want to reread it. And of course, I brought it into the coach because it was in with my passport, my birth certificate, all my fancy jewelry. Should I get some reason to dress up? All my stuff, like from my top dresser drawers, like that I wanted closest to me. I don't know why, but I think I stuck that little tub over in the storage unit while I was staying at Minnie's between the apartment and the RV, and I never went back to the storage unit to get it. So I keep searching for my copy of Unbound, or again, I'm going to contact the photographer. Anyway, but that's where I think it might be a good place to start, is explaining why I got messed up. Okay, and then on the Undiagnosed, Angie and Guests, where we meet to talk about our mental illnesses, whatever I want to call it, what's on my mind, I'm still figuring it out. But that's where I want to have a space where we can create discussion and talk about a lot of this stuff, where questions can get asked and answered, and we can keep telling our stories and inspiring one another to share in the recovery that we are finding. So I want to create a space of ownership. You are responsible for you ultimately. Not a space where we're blaming and complaining and finger pointing. That's not what we're here to do. You're responsible for you. Open discussion that's honest and loving discussions. Okay? Honest and loving discussions is what I want to create, with love, honesty, grace, imagination, which is faith. Honesty, grace, and imagination are the founding principles of Be the Light Foundation. So these are the guiding principles of how we're going to move and navigate through when we get the guests in here, because yep, first couple one are going to be my main characters, my mom and Gina and Jamie. I would say those guys are, and Josie and my nephews, those are going to be some of my main characters, and my best friend Minnie. Anyway, so this is how we're going to do it, and we're going to help each other build stronger and take our power back should we feel like the darkness is a little bit heavier than our light is right now. So be the light. That's what we're going to try to do here. So, and I am ever evolving. You guys are going to watch this all unfold live. Literally, I'm literally doing it because so many people are impacted by this. We are not alone. If I were to do a poll, oftentimes those come up for me to do a poll. If I would do a poll, one of my first ones is probably going to be, it's going to be a real direct, closed-ended question that is, do you know anyone whose life has been negatively impacted by alcohol use? I'm pretty sure that is what would tell us, because I think we have negatively impacted. I'm not coming for your alcohol, folks. That's not it. It's not the alcohol, just like it's not the guns. It's the headspace. It's the headspace we move and operate from. So I'm here to help get us into a healthier, more lit up headspace by sharing my stories and sharing what I'm going through. That's the goal. So anyway, all this comes flooding out of my brain. This is why I have whiteboards laying around, and I wanted to get this all captured and communicated because it's going. Wyatt called me to tell me I have 50 subscribers. I think I already said that. And then over here, this is my math. Isn't she cute? She has to do math to get half of 51, but she'll be all right. Anyway, so yeah, that's it. I'm getting ready to go to church. I never got over to Jamie's to finish my laundry this morning, but I'm not in anybody's laundry way. I got nothing in the dryer. I got nothing in the washer, so we should be good there. But my stuff is still over in Jamie's laundry room. Laundromats, boom, 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 boom. 4 in, 4 out. You know, it's pretty slick, but Jamie's is free. And right now, I like the free. Makes more sense. Okay, Finley also needs a walk. He's been very patient with me as I've been monkeying around with all this stuff in here this morning. And after church, I think that maybe Jamie's going to pop over here and maybe Taylor will come see the place for the first time. And I need to get onto the city water. I just have been going off my tank, and I got to look at what's going on back there. This is going to be an episode for the RV because I don't have water pressure in my sink. The water pump doesn't even turn on. Okay, Finley, drop it. Thank you. Drop it. That's mine. Thank you. Okay. He got that. It's styrofoam. Okay, that's it. Headed to church. Looking forward to going to home church with Pastor Eddie and the crew, and thinking about everybody back at Hope, and hoping everyone has a great day, enjoying your coffee, and thanks for tuning in. It certainly helps me feel less alone. And stay tuned for all this stuff to come. I'm excited. Thanks, guys. Okay. I need to stay in the frame so that I can get some angles for maybe like the thumbnail. I don't know. Oh, it's backwards. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Okay. Finley, you're up, buddy. You're up. Time to go.